Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Ancient Magus Bride, Mahoutsukai no Yome. There's been so many anime ending recently that I just kind of got thrown off a little bit with what am I exactly watching right now. But yeah, it's Mahoutsukai no Yome, of course, Season 2, Part 2. We are back. Episode... did I say that? Episode 18, isn't it? Episode 18, indeed. In which, I know, some Philomela shenanigans will continue, probably. Seeing how the previous episode went, right? Speaking of the previous episode, what exactly happened there? Well, I don't know what exactly happened there, but I can recount the events. And that's about the extent of it. So, first of all, we got more students sick with the Carnamagus illness, I'm just gonna call it. And one of them arrived at the infirmary and started turning weird and attacked Chise, grabbed her and started sucking out her magic. And his arm turned all black and whatnot, and what's his face? Cartaphilus. Yeah, Cartaphilus had to save Chise again. And her magic got sapped out pretty thoroughly. And after that happened, every single student laying in the infirmary suddenly felt better. All of the, symptoms of being sucked by Carnamagus testament just vanished, which means that whatever the user of the Carnamagus testament wanted, they probably got. And I would assume that was a large amount of mana. And they got that mana from Chise because she is the mana wellspring, essentially. Alternatively, of course, the connection could have been just burnt out by Chise, and thus it lost connection with everybody else. We don't know that. We don't know who even is the holder of the Carnamagus testament in the first place. I strongly suspect Philomela. She's all like wounded, her arms are bandaged, and every time someone falls to the testament, they see that arm reaching for them in their dreams. So it could be something along those lines. I don't know. I don't rightly know. Then we picked some tomatoes from trees. And what? Chise started working on her rune, Thurisaz, I believe. And there's gonna be a Christmas party. Someone is even listed on the list of characters. Kevin was an ass, and he got talking to from Chise. I was hoping that she's gonna just lift him up by the throat, but alas, nothing of the sort happened. At least Lucy punched him, so hey, that's good. And of course, at last, we see... Oh, before that, Halcyon is bonding with Elias a little bit. They're talking about what it means to be... what does it mean to have family? What does it mean to be like... the labels you give yourself. Stuff like that. That's interesting. I really want to see what's gonna become of their little friendship. And lastly, of course, Philomela, the biggest elephant in the room right now. Wounded, bandaged up arms, barely functioning, stuck in her room, and Veronica visiting her. Veronica, who I was almost able to say that she's just a nice person, but then they show us this like weird, scary, creepy face of hers, which is still not clear whether we are supposed to see that, or rather whether it's how she actually looks, or is it just how she looks in Philomela's eyes, because Philomela is pretty much scared of everything right now. She's suffering, she's lonely, she believes there's no escape, she's depressed. All sorts of bad things are going on with her, and I hope that Chise can help her. She even threw away the potpourri, from what I could tell, so she's in a bad way, for sure. So what do I expect from today's episode? I don't want to say that the Carnamagos user will do what they were planning to do after they've achieved their goal, because that's not a given. And we still have quite a bit of time until that could potentially happen, so... Right? It's not a given. It could very well happen later. Could perhaps Chise help Philomela? Well, that would be ideal, of course. But we, of course, have also the other threads in the background. We have Marielle with that guy whose name I cannot recall and who isn't listed on the list. But yeah, with the werewolf guy going around outside of the academy. On the other hand, we know that the testament is inside of the academy, so they don't really need to be looking for it. We have one of the werewolves roaming free outside. Maybe something's gonna happen to that. I don't know. There's so many different things going on right now that I really don't know what to expect. And we still have plenty of time. That's also a factor. We don't have to rush we don't have to rush for the ending anytime soon. We can just as well have an episode of slice of lifey stuff. Chise hanging out with Lucy, another lesson of combat magic. I know, walking around the premises of the academy, talking to the neighbors. There's plenty of material, for sure. How about we just see what happens, right? To do that, you will need your subs right here to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what is going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 18 of Mahoutsukai no Yome season 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Is it too dark? Maybe a little. Hello, Cartaphilus. I mean, she cares for every member of the household, and you are a member of the household, whether you like it or not. Yeah. Oh. I mean, right, sure, he lost the ability to heal. Huh? Titania? No, a random masked centaur with Titania on his back? That's not Titania. Who are you? Winter? Lady Winter personified? Probably, seeing how snow accompanies her. Who would be a Celtic, British Lady of Winter? Ah, she's not listed on the list of characters, that's for sure. We're gonna get a name sooner or later, so... I don't think she appears anywhere in the opening. So, an episodic character? See, that's another thing that makes this show so unpredictable. We can just, at any time, we can pull any random deity or demigod or creature from European folklore. It appears. There, we have a new story. Yeah, you probably see what you should see. So that you are able to help them. Why? And who's watching them? Oh, it's just flowers. I thought it's gonna pan to someone like stalking in the bushes and listening in on them. Well, that's a fair deal. That's a fair trade. Not a lap pillow? Also, didn't know you can do that on demand. Oh, it was the werewolves who killed Lucy's family. Mm-hmm. And that's why Lucy was spared, because they don't kill children. And here is Isaac, whose parents also died in a massacre? I knew that Farce were involved with Scrimgers. Were they also involved with Websters? Apparently so. Lucy's sister? Or was it Lucy? I mean, she wouldn't have a reaction like that if she herself spoke those words, right? That's actually a fair question. Yeah, nobody's really trying to find the testament. Prevention, yes, there is plenty of prevention. Someone's calling me, but I am going to call you back. I mean, yes, that was to be expected. Were you hoping to visit Granny for Christmas? Here is where you can free yourself from Granny's influence. So, like, here is the best chance you have. But of course, she doesn't see it this way, right? Go back to Granny, make a report, then she's gonna be free from all of this. Except not, because Granny will find something else to torment her with. Oh, everybody gets turisas with different flowers. I mean, yeah, you are an apprentice of the Thorn Mage. What do the flowers mean? Or there are no flowers anymore? Sure, yeah. Okay, so there is a flower. Christmas parties in stories like that never go well. Chances are she's not going to attend because she's gonna be facing Philomela through the 7th dimension or something. Okay, I guess your sense of scent is also stronger. Oh, smells like Philomela because it's Alcyone. Alcyone. Yes, sensed is a better way to put it. And also she cannot take gifts. What's the significance of those flowers, though? Because every amulet has a different flower. Yeah, she's still not feeling well, to put it lightly. Is it Granny tormenting her remotely or something? Whomst? Oh, Philomela's father, I would assume. Yeah, unruly child that rebelled against the mother. Do you want to use the Testament of Carnamagus to bring him back to life or something? I mean, it certainly can. It kind of is a living being, I would even say. So curses cast by non-human beings are different. Yeah. Words spoken in anger can become a curse. We know that from The Witcher. Yeah, they keep thinking about the curse, and it's eventually a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yep. Is this why Philomela is hurting? Because she cursed so many students with the Carnamagos magic, she suffers the same amount of pain. Certainly plausible. A cage. Oh, like, why did you survive and not my son? Kind of, why are you alive? Yeah, to be a dragonborn. Not necessarily, I would say. Every curse can be broken or can run its course. Or can just be lifted by the one who cursed you. That's also possible. Veronica? That's persistent. Philomela? 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 Oh, will this perhaps snap you out? Or are you just going to chuck it into the bin? Or are you just going to eat it? Sure. I mean, it's organic, so you're probably not going to, you know, it's probably not gonna hurt you that much, but... Huh. More of what? Oh, what? That's where the testament is? Or what the fuck are you doing right now? Yeah, that's the testament. Alkion better not be fucking dead. I want more magic, mana. Yeah, okay, there was a lot of mana in the amulet. No! No, my girl. She's anything but alright. And you're not gonna be alright either. What are those tentacles? Could you at least check up on her? Oh, those were in the opening, weren't they? Those appendages. Philomela is on a rampage. Floating and shit. Barely human anymore. Okay. Alcyone is alive. That's what matters. By the testament, I would assume. Well, go, girl. Go and help her. There we go. Also, Chise would be involved one way or another. Whether you forbid her or allow her, she would throw herself into danger anyway, so... And yeah, it's also personal for Elias right now. Spooky sliding PNG. Yeah, she's the, like... She's been possessed by the Carnamagos Testament, basically. Okay, it can be harmed. That's good. We could probably knock Philomela out and just, you know, cut all the tentacles off. And, of course, Christmas party. What better day to have it happen? That's a very good question, actually. This one. Well, that's a way to refer to oneself. Okay, so Philomela is essentially having her don't come to school tomorrow moment. He's being consumed right now. Or has been consumed, actually. Correction. Philo? Philo. Party's over. Or it's just starting, depending who you ask. Damn, instantly. Just sucked everybody dry in an instant. Headmistress? Okay, she's all black now. CPR! Help him! Do something! Yep. Oh, the cloak is red and all, she's taken form. Well, that's a line. Well, that's a line. I have to visit my mother and father who are in hell. Oh boy. I'm watching another. I'm absolutely watching another. I'm gonna finish this recording, call back whoever called me, and I'm gonna record another. I'm in the zone. Oh, sorry. So, we know what's what, but we don't know what's why. Right? That's like the biggest question. We know what's going on, but we don't know why it's going on. Not entirely, at least. And yeah, spoilers. Let us not indulge in that. Let us indulge in the same episode again, shall we? Yes, we shall. So yeah, Cartaphilus in his current form stands no chance against Silky. Who is that? Is the maiden here? Cartaphilus cannot look, but that's like common with Titania, right? Elias also... No, not with Titania. With... it was... Spring, wasn't it? Yeah, Spring was riding on a centaur's back through the forest, and Elias and Chise both hid from it, turning their backs to the to Spring. Right, so this has to be the personification of winter. British folklore. Folklore. Winter deity. Beira, Queen of Winter. Yeah. Also, Kailakbur, or however you pronounce it. Irish has really interesting pronunciation. Yeah, I'm assuming Kailak. Cailleach, because I know that Sailich would be like the English spelling from Arknights, one of the vanguards, is actually pronounced Zilak. So I would assume Cailleach would be Kailak, something along those lines. Bheur, Ber, Kilakbur, Kilakbur, something like that. Irish, Scottish, and Manx. Kailek, something like that. So probably, yeah. Anything about her? Personification of winter, divine hag. Well, she ain't no hag. The word means literally old woman hag. Kailak means old woman or hag. Often referred to as Kailak Beara in Irish or Kailak Beara in Scottish Gaelic. Okay, comes from sharp, shrill, inimical, björ or bör. Bear. Again, Irish pronunciation. I'm trying, but it's complicated. Legends. Yeah, whatever, but it's probably her. It's just Lady Winter, let's just call her. Why is she looking for Chise, though? That's a good question, isn't it? Spring wasn't. Spring was just going about her business. Meanwhile, Winter seems to be actively looking for Chise. Interesting. Also, shows just how significant Chise is for a season herself, for Winter herself to seek her out. Aerials, it's one thing, right? They are drawn to the Queen of Fairies. Well, Queen of Fairies is Titania, but you know what I mean. Queen Bee of Fairies, I guess you could say. But more powerful deities, more powerful fae, like Winter, like, I guess, shit, even Titania is kind of drawn to her, right? She would very much like Chise to stay in the Fae Kingdom, right? So it would make sense for the seasons to be interested in her as well. Interesting. Is she going to look for her? Is she going to visit the college? Actually, why not? Let's note it down. Assuming even assuming I don't have the space, we still gonna have to note it down somewhere. I must have Sayhatano Paladin, Magia Record. Where is Field Hero, Shy, Shangri-La Frontier, Frieren, Undead Girl Murder Farce, Helk, Magia Record, Undead Girl Murder Farce, Zom 100, Nanatsu no Maken Gashihai Suru, Helk, Raisa no Atelier. There we have it. Ancient Magus Bride. Lady Winter visits the college. Because why else would we see her, right? Yeah, those are not the exact same thorns that Philomela is using, but they certainly look similar in nature, right? Piercing those people and hurting them, kind of like tree roots as well. Here's Chise using Thurisaz. Coming events cast their shadows before. And now we see more about Lucy's backstory, Lucy's memories. Let's go through it a little slower. We were told to kill everyone inside, but there's a child in here. The littlest, and we have children as well, and we will not kill children. I don't want to kill kids. And it seems like there's 3 werewolves here, not 2. So one of them is somewhere else. This is Lucy, isn't it? Or is it? Yeah, this is Lucy. And this is Isaac, whose family was murdered alongside Webster's? Or did he treat the Websters as a family? Or what's going on here? Also, apparently it wasn't the event that traumatized him because he's already wearing his hoodie. May the night forever protect you. I saw a child. She said she was sorry. Yeah, I don't get why Lucy is angry. Like, it would be one thing if it was, I know, Lucy's mother said she was sorry, and Lucy is angry because why couldn't she have said that earlier? We could have had a happy family, but she could only, squeeze out those words on her deathbed, dying. I want my family back. Bad bench, bad bench. Right? Like, I would understand something like that, but little Lucy said she was sorry, if I understand it correctly. And big Lucy is angry that little Lucy said sorry. Yeah. We haven't caught the attacker. I don't have a choice. We haven't investigated the students, the instructors. Yes. Only golems. Doesn't seem to me as though you're honestly trying to find the attacker. This is the moment where I actually started being a little bit suspicious of the headmistress. I thought that maybe she uses the Cartaphilus testament, right? Because what would be the better person to use it than the headmistress of the school, right? Nobody would suspect her, especially since she's trying to do something. Golems, oh, we're protecting the students, yada yada. It's, not very useful, but we are doing what we can. But no, apparently not. Many others have more resources available to them than I do. Seemingly, many others refers to Granny, I would assume. Also, I wonder if the bandages are covering the black color of her skin that already starts getting corrupted. That's a lot of potatoes. Mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, fries, and this guy. This motherfucker just has potatoes on his plate. Left to right, mashed potatoes. I can't recall what's the method of preparing potatoes called, the other one, but you essentially slice those potatoes decently thinly, but not all the way through, so they keep together and they bake nicely and crisply. Then you have fries, and then you have a baked potato. He really likes potatoes. Reminds me of a story. I guess I told it multiple times already, but won't hurt saying it again. We were on a trip from school in Germany, I believe, and we were staying at some hotel that had this kind of a buffet where you could pick and choose whatever you wanted. And all the descriptions were, of course, in German, and not many of us knew German. And one of my friends loaded his plate with a lot of different stuff, right? There's something breaded, there was some mashed potatoes, there was something else that was breaded. He thought that it was like, I think, some sort of a cutlet, fish sticks, something like that. That's what it looked like. He sliced into it, and it turns out it was mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes that were formed and breaded, and some other kind of potatoes, I believe cubed, mixed with something, and also breaded and fried. So, I mean, exactly what happened, pretty much. You really like potatoes, my dude. And wait, is he loading up a fifth kind of a potato? Yeah, this is a fifth kind of a potato. This guy's a potato connoisseur. Christmas party starts today. Yep. All sorts of different flowers. I don't know, they probably have some sort of a meaning in Japanese flower language, or perhaps they have a meaning in herbology. That's also possible, since we are taking a lot from European British folklore. Entirely possible. Thorn, yes, Thurisas, protection. They're all for you as presents. Mage's handmade amulet isn't an easy thing to come by these days. Absolutely not, yeah. You're coming to Christmas party, right? Yes, of course. I'm gonna be wearing a gown and all. It never goes well. Never ever goes well. Whenever there is some sort of a, modern, not necessarily modern-ish, but like real-world-ish magic series set at a college or a school of magic of some sort, and they're having a party, that's where shit's going down. That's exactly where shit's going down. Smells like Philomela. Yeah, that was a good save. Philomela isn't feeling well. She's never feeling well. May it aid her someday. I wonder if it's actually going to work despite being swallowed. Right? Maybe. Interesting, what is Granny's motivation here? Yeah, her son at first was like, Kasan, Kasan. Then he was, I won't do as you say anymore. And now he is, supposedly, dead. Why would that lead you, dear Granny, to torment his daughter, though? Why would it lead you to utilize the Cartaphilus testament? I'll take you back soon, Adam. Yeah, like, I see what, right? I see a lot of answers to the question of what, but I don't see many to the question of why. The obvious answer, of course, would be that she needs all of that mana and the Cartaphilus testament to bring her son back to life. But that seems kind of almost too easy, almost too obvious that it would be it. So I wonder. And also doesn't explain the mistreatment of Philomela. Could it be that her son changed after Philomela's birth? He started being less of a mama's boy and more oriented towards his own family, and she feels resentment because of that. She resents his wife, she resents his daughter, she wants his little boy back. She wants her little boy back. Could be. Could actually very well be. Philo's father changed after Philo's birth. Granny no like. Granny want her boy back. I'm gonna have to continue that on some other page, apparently, because that's already a lot. Do I have Zone 100? I'm gonna leave that open because new episodes of that have already come out, so I'm gonna have to watch that. Where do I have free space? Here I have like half a page left from Shield Hero, so this ought to work. Ancient Magus Bride continuation. I wonder if I should get like a, what's it called? An organizer, right? Instead of a notebook, so that I could always open it and insert a new page in between already existing pages. Funny story, actually. In primary school, we had a subject that roughly translates to nature, which was like a combination of biology, chemistry, physics, ecology, stuff like that, world science generally. And our teacher required us to have something like that. Binder it's called, yeah? A binder. So that if we skipped a class, we could always insert the notes where they should be chronologically. It was interesting, to say the least. And, binders are big, so it also wasn't very ergonomic lugging it around. Regardless, let's continue. Doesn't look like your curse has spread or been very active so far, thankfully. It seems to have been just a one-time curse and not something that just keeps working. Curses, human curses, are based on strong human emotions, yes. They can be inflicted willingly, or they can be inflicted just unwittingly, right? Someone's very angry in the moment of their death and they curse someone out, and the strong emotions and their spirit being freed and all that jazz just causes a curse to appear. Or, as she says, you tell someone that I curse you, and they start believing in it. Consciously, subconsciously, doesn't matter. They start believing in it, and they start seeing the curse everywhere, and they start being paranoid, yada yada yada. That also works. I really like that they touched upon this aspect of a curse, that it doesn't have to be magic. Right? You don't have to be a mage, you don't have to be a sorcerer. A normal, regular human can do that as well. It can very well just be psychological. Not everything in the world needs to be explained with magic. Some of it is just psychology. I don't know, I really like it. I really like it because it's not always, I would even say it's not often, that you see a magical show, magical piece of media just admit straight up that, hey, not everything is magic. Usually everything is magic in that world. Everything gets explained by magic. Trees shedding their leaves is explained by magic. Even just mundane things. Not in this case. I really like it. But your curse is cast by a sentient being with the goal of being a curse. And also, this is interesting. Curses meant to hurt another typically comes back to the attacker. To bring someone harm, you have to be ready to be harmed to the same degree. Which is why emotions are often involved. Normally, you don't just casually say, oh, curse you. Only if you are under the influence of strong emotions. You don't necessarily think clearly. You just don't care about the repercussions. And my cat is here, so forgive me for a quick, brief moment. There we go. Yeah. And it explains why Philomela is hurting so much. I thought that she's hurting so much because she, entering the dream or whatever it is she's doing just harms her physically, but it seems to be that just the Cartaphilus magic. There you go. I'm gonna help you. The Cartaphilus magic, whatever it is, however it works, it is a form of a curse. Where do you want to go? To the windowsill. Okay, go ahead then. Continue. You reap what you sow, yeah? And if it wasn't obvious, that line is spoken with Philomela being shown on the screen. Okay, you don't have enough space. One moment. Now there should be enough space on the windowsill. She doesn't remember her parents, which is interesting. But she really remembers the granny. You're unbelievably slow. Your father was nothing like you. I am still unsure why is Granny hating Philomela so much. I still don't know that. I thought that maybe Granny just wanted the family, wanted to capture it, and she killed her son, killed his wife, and the daughter just somehow survived, or maybe because Philomela wasn't of age. Enough windowsill? Go ahead and meow. I've no clue what you want. Right, she wanted to take the family over, kill the heads of the family, and Philomela was the last one alive, and because she was too young to rule, quote-unquote, the family, Granny was doing that in her stead, and eventually just became the head of the family. I thought it's gonna be something like that, but I really don't know. She wants to bring her son back. Why mistreat his daughter? Why compare his daughter to him? Also, it goes beyond mistreatment. It goes beyond just, oh, you're never going to be as good as your father. No, it's like full-on beating, jailing. Why? I have no clue. Again, another why type of a question that we just don't have answer to. Hopefully we will have that answer soon-ish. The curse you bear is akin to old sorcery and magic, the work of a sentient entity. It implores you to be a certain way. It implores you to be a part dragon. Why are you meowing so loudly? What do you want? I don't know. I wish I could talk to animals. I'll never be free of this curse. Debatable. Curses usually can be lifted. It could be easier, it could be harder, but they usually can be lifted in one way or another. Worst case scenario, the one who cursed you needs to uncurse you. Philomela is alive. See, and Veronica, it's really like a sine wave with Veronica. Oh, she's a good girl. Oh, she's sinister. Oh, she's a good girl. She's sinister. Good girl, sinister. Good girl, sinister. Last episode, when she came to visit Philomela, she was a good girl. Then she showed a face and she became sinister. Now she showed up to help Philomela, to ask for her well-being. She's back to being a good girl again. Then she started creepily rapping on the door, and she's creepy again. She's sinister again. And then she gets attacked by Philomela, which means that she has nothing to do with the Carnamagos shenanigans. Who are you, Veronica? What kind of a character are you? There has never been a character in any piece of media that I would have so much trouble understanding than Veronica. It's crazy. It's maddening. I thought that maybe it will allow Philomela to, like, you know, break out, like, remember Chise and be like, oh, no, I have one friend in this world after all, and, you know, something like that, but no, she just swallowed it whole. Then she grasped her chest, and I was like, oh, okay, sure, it works from the inside. Somehow Chise's magic is warming its way through her heart and warming it up, you know, melting the eyes or whatever, cleansing the corruption. But no, I want more. I thought she's gonna rip out Alkyon's core. whatever it might be, and just swallow that because it has a lot of magic. But no, apparently Alcyon was keeping the Cartaphilus testament inside of her boobs. And yeah, she's darkening more and more. I need to gather more. You're well enough to get up today. Right, like, Veronica is genuinely surprised. She's genuinely, like, scared even. She doesn't know what's going on. Who are you, Veronica? And yeah, Philomela snapped, of course. I'm still not letting you in the girls' dorm. I mean, shit, the cat food though. And, is it because of the amulet that Chise now has some sort of a connection with Philomela and is able to sense that Philomela is using the Cartaphilus magic? Or is it actually just proximity? I wonder. It's nearby, along with the holder, yep. My first immediate thought, oh shit, the Seaborn are free. She really looks like a Seaborn from Arknights right now. She really does. The cloak, the tentacles, the weird coloration, everything. I'm really glad Alcyon is alive. It's gonna leave a scar, sure, maybe even a hole, but it, someone should be able to repair it. If not Chise or Elias, then perhaps, what's her face? The sorceress, like blacksmith, crafting lady who made Chise her ring initially. Her first wand, I think. Well, yeah. She made stuff for Chise in general. You know who I'm talking to, the artificer lady. She's been corrupted. I want to help. Of course we will. It's going to come after you anyway. Yep. And it might start sucking more magic. Yep. So we will both be helping our friends, our respective friends. Robbed of magic power. This is at least this, like, light in the tunnel that they are not dead. Philomela isn't killing them, she's just sapping them of magic. So worst case scenario, Chise can work overtime and eat a lot of snoker bars and, replenish everybody's magic. So no big deal, really. Thankfully. We see Rian use his magic again. Ancient Bull, Sovereign of the Land of Tears. A Blood Blade. And everybody else is enjoying the Christmas party, of course. Of course. You're always right and honest. You're just too good. I always hated you. Yeah, this really is Philomela's don't come to school tomorrow moment. Except she didn't give anybody a heads up. And they can't leave the school in the first place, so... we're working with what we can. What do we have here? Some steamed pork buns, croquettes, I think. Vegetable fried rice. Some, potato bowls. Donuts. That's an arrival. Interesting how everybody is, like, immediately up in arms. It really seems like it was expected that the perpetrator will show here. Because everybody just reacted immediately. I wonder what is this? The eye, like, we've seen the eye already many times. I would assume this is the Cartaphilus Testament creature. Oh, yeah. There's that, like, line connecting it to the book, even. So, yeah, this is the personification of the Cartaphilus testament. Perhaps Cartaphilus himself. Students are falling unconscious. Could it be the students who already are connected to the testament? Or is it just, you know, if you're weaker, you fall unconscious. If you're stronger, like, you know, teachers, then you can still withstand it. Could you please let me out of the college? Stop her, please. Yeah. Philomela, indeed. That drippy, bloody cloak. That's cool. I must go and welcome my mother and father who are waiting in hell. Oh, okay, so I misunderstood this line. I initially understood it as I must go to hell where my mother and father are, but no. I must go and welcome my mother and father who will be arriving from hell, who are waiting in hell, and oh boy will we be releasing them. Interesting. Also, really cool design. Really cool design. I always like the kind of design where you can't quite tell where the skin ends and the clothing begins. I know, it just looks cool. And here's the Cartaphilus eye. The tentacle mass is the Cartaphilus testament, and Philomela right now is just a mere host to it. Edie. And spoilers. Oh boy. Well over an hour already. So I guess I'll be brief, right? A really good episode. Shit's hitting the fan, like, you know, in industrial quantities. This show is, I wanted to say surprisingly mysterious, but is it really this surprising? It deals with the folklore, it deals with mythology, so of course it would be mysterious. Obviously it would be. But it's mysterious in very interesting ways, where it's decently easy to figure out what is going on, especially if you have some knowledge about the folklore, European folklore, about the mythology, pagan religions, magic, stuff like that, which I do have some knowledge in. And if you can Google some things, that also does a lot. So you can reasonably figure out what is going on. But the motivations are hidden. Like, you can get glimpses at motivation, right? Oh, someone's doing something because they are angry. But you don't know why they are angry, right? The motivations, the why, the reasons, that is hidden, and hidden well. It's just cool. I just really like this show. This was a really good episode. Surprising. Kind of surprising that, although, is it really? I wanted to say that it's surprising that Philomela has been revealed to be the perpetrator this early on. But is it really? It's not. We have to deal with Philomela, and we might very well deal with her in the next episode, right? Chise knows what's up, Elias knows what's up, teachers know what's up. It stands to reason that by episode 19 or 20, Philomela will be dealt with, whatever that entails. Maybe in the infirmary, unconscious, maybe brought back to sanity, friendly with Chise, hanging around with the group of friends, free of the influence of Granny, and from the influence of Cartaphilus. That would be preferable, of course. And then we still have 4 episodes, so I was wondering what are we gonna do for those 4 episodes, but there is a lot. There is a lot, because Philomela isn't the be-all and end-all of the villains of this season of the show. No, what we actually have to deal with is Granny. Right? Philomela is just a stepping stone, she's just a minor boss. She's not the big bad of the campaign. So the last 4 episodes, 4 or 5, I don't know, we'll see, will certainly be focused on taking down the Granny somehow. You know, doing something to stop her plans, whatever they might be. Something in that direction, certainly. We also can add a lot of other threads to that, because after the threat of the Cartaphilus Testament is nullified somehow, in whatever way it will happen, there is still a lot. Granny is like one thing, but Winter looking for Chise, that's another thing. Ariel was also looking for Chise. We will also have to deal with Marielle and the other guy staying outside with the werewolves. There is still a lot. There is still a lot. Cool. Cool. A really good episode. I really enjoyed myself, and I'm probably gonna watch one more. I'm, I guess, a little bit sleepy, but I can make myself a cup of strong tea and soldier through it. Soldier through another hour easily. But yeah, right now I think that's gonna be it from me for today, though. But maybe you guys have something more to add, and if so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please, I beg of you. Spoilers can go to my Discord, here also in the description below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Ancient Magus Bride, but also Magia Record, Saihat and a Paladin, Zom 100, Oyuki no Kaina, the movie came out, plenty of others coming in the future. New season is beginning, and I will be streaming my look at the shows of the next season, so also click the bell to be notified of when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you can get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role onto Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube itself via memberships, super thanks, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. And as always, you guys do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Net, the Group Survivor, Zayrainer, Aquamancer, Dr. Walt, Mahoutsukai, Elias, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to be possessed by the Cartaphilus Testament.